All right, hey everybody, welcome to CA Talks. I'm your host, Lauren Spencer, and I'm with my co-host,
Melena Lawrence.
and then our special guest today,
Soraya.
And then on today's episode, we are going to be talking about mental health, the PSAT, college admissions, and then all the stress around that, how to prevent it. And then also, we're going to do some student spotlight action with Soraya and talk about the USC Fly-in opportunity that she did in the summer. And also, Melena was there as well. So you'll have multiple perspectives. But for now, we are just going to jump right in and talk about the stress. So how are you guys doing with college apps? How's the mental health going?
It's there. It's hanging on. It's very stressful, I think, because I also work a part-time job.
Me too.
So it's part-time job, school, and then college apps added onto that. And it's kind of like, when do I sleep, you know? Because there's just like always something to be done. Like I'll be sitting in bed watching TV and I'm like, oh, I have something to do.
Yep.
Even if I don't have anything to do right now, I'm like, I will.
Yeah.
And like, that anticipation is like,
It's too stressful. I'm like, I gotta get it done now.
yeah. And like also I try to work ahead because like when I used to be in high school, like work ahead. Now I'm barely like working on path. I'm like, no ahead right now. I just need like, because like also I'm taking courses that pertain to my major right now because it's like our second year. We're taking like courses we actually want. So I'm trying to like actually learn the content. So
You're not just like getting it done to get it done.
yeah, like I'm doing physics right now and I want to major in astrophysics.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to learn this. This is like
You have to pay
baseline stuff
attention.
that I have to actually know to move on to physics too. So it's
Got
stressful.
you. How about you, Soraya?
I mean, honestly, like, I don't know. Like, this is all new to me, and I'm, like, a part of, I'm applying, I'm trying to do all that I can, but it's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot. Like, senior year is no joke.
I know.
And, yeah, I mean, I just hope, like, cross fingers, get into the school that I want to get into and, like, just be successful while doing it.
Yeah, because I know like last weekend, this past weekend, it was October 15th, and there was FSU's early action, and then I turned that in, but like I also had like another school I had to turn in by October 15th, so it was just like for UNC. So I was just like, okay, like I have my homework to do, I gotta study for tests, I gotta make sure I have my letters of rec, my SSR, like all that. So it gets a little hectic, but like hopefully like that October 15th, if you guys wanted to apply to FSU early action for the Florida students, you got that in. But if not, majority of early action dates are November 1st. So just to help with the stress level, just have a little checklist going. Like make sure you guys got that SSAR done for UF, FAMU, FSU, USF, I think, UNF, like a bunch of the Florida schools have it. So just make sure that you guys like check that off, because like that's something that I finished in like an hour. Have you guys done it yet?
Yeah, and I did also, I know Mr. Olivier did send like a calendar for us to use, like a senior type of calendar, and you can just like input the schools, dates, what do they need, like things like that, just so that you can be organized while doing it. So that's very helpful.
Well, for the SSAR, I just went to App Lab because usually I don't get to go because I have a lab on Friday.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I finished my lab early and I was like allowed to go. And I went to App Lab on Friday. It was during the General Assembly, so like most of North students were on Central Campus. So like in the App Lab was like 5 of us, and I just sat there and I completed my SSAR. And I had to get a system going. I had an Excel document open. I had my SSR thingy open. I was like making sure I added all my classes.
Exactly.
It was a lot. It wasn't hard. It was just a lot.
Yeah, it's just tedious. But if you guys like set a little time, like she said, go to App Lab. Like you can just get it done in that one sitting. Yeah. But then also make sure that you guys have your Common App essay done. And if you don't, or you still think you need like more time or whatever, send it to an English teacher. You could send it to tutor.com. Like my friend went to the ASC Center and sat like in front of, like she actually went face to face with someone, and then they spoke there. So just make sure that you guys are taking it off and don't like stress too much, because like I said, like the October 15th date, if you didn't miss it, you still got November 1st. So you have the time. Like make sure you're just checking it off,
Yeah, for the tutoring and the for like reviewing your essay through the tutoring, I had the funniest thing happen to me because I submitted it because I was like, okay, I've been reviewing it for a while. I'm done. I had peer edits. I had my Professor Bellis review it. Like, I'm done. And I turned it into tutor.com just to get like a last feedback.
Yeah.
And I was going through the document they give you at the end, and it was like, okay, good, like all greens.
Yeah.
And I get to grammar, and it was like orange because like not done well.
Yeah.
And my heart dropped because grammar is my thing. I'm a grammar nerd, and I read the document, and they're like, oh, you can't use contractions in like academic writing.
Yeah.
And I forgot to tell them it was a college essay, so make sure you're letting them know that it's like a personal statement, like it doesn't have to be
because you're gonna have
formal.
probably like slang or something, try to make a joke, and it's not grammarly correct, but like you know.
So make sure like when you put in the description like what it's used for, and like
so you don't freak out if you get like an orange or like anything like that. But also, guys, just I suggest you guys also apply for November 1st because early action is non-binding. Like that might scare you, like the name early action, but it's different than early decision. You could submit it by November 1st, and then you could get your like acceptance by December or early January, and then you don't have to accept it until May. So like you don't have to like, oh my god, I got in, now I have to go because I applied early action. No, it's just you apply there, and then it's also like a bigger chance of you getting like merit scholarships and different opportunities, and you get like email sent early, so you just have like more time to get whatever you need done for that college. So don't be scared of the early action date. And it's like what Dr. Weinstein always says, it's so nice if you get accepted to a school in December and it's like, okay, you could breathe now, like the rest of the application season. Exactly. The rest of the application season will be like better. And then there's also like December 1st and then January for like regular decisions. So if you're not all about early action, you could go ahead and then wait to the regular decision. Take your time as much as you need. If you feel like you still need to join like a club or anything like that, you could like get your time in.
Yeah, it definitely like, even though like, you know, early action is, you know, it would be better for you to do it, don't feel pressured. I mean, regular decision is, you're still going to the school that you need to go, but there is like, you know, you would get a little bit more money and those things that you would probably need in early action. So
it also shows it also shows schools you're interested in going to them. So
they're more likely to like,
it might be like a bigger chance, like, she applied early action, I guess she actually wants to go, he or she, whatever. So just make sure you like look at your options, really think about it before that November 1st date, so you're not like rushing and then end up missing it. But we're talking about senior stuff because obviously we're stressed out about that. But for juniors, we know like your guys are new here, it's probably an adjustment. You guys just took the PSAT, so you might be stressed about those scores, or like, or if you're like failing a class right now, hopefully you're not, you're probably not because we're college academy students, but if not, like you have a bunch of resources here. And then for the PSAT, you could get merit scholarship or whatever, but even if you do bad, think of it as a positive because you could use that score to help you figure out what you need to do for the SAT. So like don't like be too hard on yourself if you think, oh, I did horrible, like whatever, like it happens, like, you know, just figure out what you did wrong and then work on it. Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, of course.
Make sure you take the SAT early though, because like you don't want to be like me, like waiting and trying to, although study, like before you take it, just think about studying first. I mean, I know it's a lot of work, but like as you're a junior, it's easier now. When you're a senior,
the time is running out.
And then you got colleges asking you for scores, and you're like, I don't even have a score. So don't be like, you know, don't be like that. Just take your time, but at the same time, start taking it seriously. I mean, after you get your PSAT score, you know what to expect in a way. Yeah. So
just be ahead of yourself and be like self-aware of like, let's say, because like I said for the class thing, like if you're like ways to like manage your stress or mental health or whatever, if you're stressed about a class or stressed about like the SAT coming up or whatever, make sure like you try to get help early on, you know, don't like wane a little bit or like hesitate like, oh, maybe they won't help me or maybe this won't work for me. Just try it.
We're
like go to your office hours, go to your senior mentor, go to Dr. Weinstein, just go to someone, go to a counselor, go to Miss Moore, and like figure out like what can I do to help me with this, or how can I get this grade up, or I'm having trouble adjusting to College Academy. What are some tips that you could give to me? Like, you know, it's an adjustment, but you just reach out. Like, don't be scared to reach out and ask for help.
Yeah, even Broad College is here to help you too. Like,
yeah.
I'm happy we have like peer mentoring, because I think sometimes, like, especially since like you're new to a school, it might be like jarring to have to like tell like an adult. So maybe you have your little mentor, you can go to them, you can talk it out.
Yeah.
Because I know like through the peer mentoring program, we've been doing that a lot. Like, we have a lot of like raw input from juniors about how they're really feeling and like the things they go through, and we're like, oh, we went through that last year, so we can kind of help them out, because like we've been there literally a few months ago. That was us, and we got through it. So
a few months ago.
We got through it, so we have the tools to help them. And yeah, I think the adjustment period might be kind of hard for juniors, but I do think that this is a very special program, obviously, but I do like the mentoring program and that we're offering them this guidance, because we've been through it. We know what you guys need. And just like reach out to your mentor if you ever need anything, or just reach out to like another senior friend you might have if you're a junior. And if you're a senior, you can do it too. Like, reach out to your little friends.
Yeah, like for seniors and juniors, I would always say like think positive, like GVO, good vibes only. Like, you have to be optimistic. Like, don't like be down on yourself. Or like, one of the things that I struggle with, like with my anxiety and stuff, is that if I do like one thing bad, I'm like, okay, there's that. Like, the rest of it is gonna be horrible. The whole week is gonna be bad. Like, whatever. But like I like talk to my mom. She's always like, no, like this is gonna just be a now thing. Like, you have to get over it, move on, be optimistic about what's next, because like you never know. Like, you might fail that test but then get 100 the next time, or you might fail and then you'll go to your teacher and talk about what you did wrong, and they'll give you extra credit just because you went to talk to them. So, you know, just keep an open mind about stuff. Be realistic about everything that you're doing. Like, don't try to cram everything into one night, like I'm sure all of us are doing right now. I know I'm definitely
We're speaking facts right now. Because oh my gosh, it's like, what else am I supposed to do? And I can definitely relate to the fact that like, oh, like one thing you do wrong, and then the rest of your week is like it just falls over. It's like, yeah, I know. Especially
since their schedules are so packed, it's like one thing topples over and everything's just like gone with it. Like, your entire mood is ruined. So
I know.
You just have to like try to think positive.
People always telling me to calm down. I'm like, I can't.
It's okay, Sarah. I know I'm one of those people. You just gotta deep breaths. Just like let it out. Like, even though it might sound stupid, like meditation is really good. Like, anything like physical, like being in tune with your body, I think is like a good way to like settle. Like, you might not want to try it, but it honestly helps. Like, I started Pilates over the summer because of Lori Harvey. But like honestly, when I'm like feeling like and I'm like, okay, I'm tired of doing homework, I'm tired of doing college applications, I'm tired of doing this and that, I'm like, okay, let me just take a break, and I do like a little 30-minute Pilates class on YouTube. Or like, if you're like on campus, like we have the fitness center, you could stop by. I know so many people who are like, oh, like I was depressed but the gym helped me, so you know, go ahead and like do that. We have BC Fit, and then I know that Sebastian also on North Campus has a fitness club as well.
And definitely, like, I think working out, and like just not working out, like walking, like anything physical is good. It's good for helping you with managing stress. I used to go to the gym on North Campus like every once in a while. Me and my friends, that they'll be going. I'm like, oh, you guys are going to the gym? I'll go, but I'm in jeans.
Yeah. So it's like the treadmill or something, you know?
It's like just me in my jeans working out with everyone else, just to be there. I think it was like good to hang out with other people too. So I think definitely physical health is also important. If you're feeling.
I would like to add, like, even journaling. Like, that's such a good way to like write down how you're feeling, and then look back at it and know that like, I've overcame this, or I can push through this for right now, the moment of, you know, being. So I think that's a really good way to deal with that too.
It's funny you mentioned journaling, because I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, what if I like write every single day, right? And then in the future, I look back at this and I show my kids like exactly what happened.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, but you like overcame it, whatever.
Yeah, and I was thinking about how like I'm probably not gonna remember small things. Like I'm hanging out with my friends and something funny happens. I'm like, in 10 years, I'm not gonna remember this. I need to like write it all down just to like. So I do think I am gonna get into journaling. Like I was really thinking about it. I'm like, you know, like back in the day, like people used to like their journals would discover their diaries. I'm like, I want to do that. Like I want someone to find my diary one day. So yeah, definitely get into journaling.
It's so nostalgic at the same time, and then like, even when your kids look at it or your friends, they're like, you went through this too, like
exactly.
At your age, like it's crazy.
So yeah, you could just write out all your feelings, and then that could help. And I'm sure they do that at like any BC stuff, like the mental health events. They always give journals and like teas and things like that. And I remember last year we actually did in College Academy, and like we did like one of the early releases, there was like journals given out and things like that. So just take advantage of that, keep that, write down anything you want. But BC also has like some free therapy options for you if you want to talk to like a professional. Like you guys get 6 free therapy sessions with BC. Don't like always remember that what BC gets, College Academy gets too. So if you hear about it, just know that you could sign up for it too. It's at the Henderson Student Counseling. So if you go to the BC website and search that up, you could sign up and then like schedule your little therapy session, one of the free 6. Like, you know, just take advantage, even just try it out one day. If you're a junior and you're not 18, which I'm sure majority of you aren't, you're just gonna have a legal guardian sign it, someone over the age of 18, and then you could go ahead and take advantage of that, you know, guys. Like, try everything. Like I said earlier, like some things may seem stupid to you, or like, oh, I don't want to try it, it's not for me, but just try it out. You'll never know.
Yeah, definitely at Building 19, whenever we have like the BC Fair resources, they always have like people sitting down with all the type of resources you can get just by being a college, student or a Broward College student. And it's like, yeah, you're not even, you're in College Academy, you're still in high school, but you get these right, in front of your face.
Yep.
So definitely take advantage.
Exactly. But now we're going to transition and talk about Soraya, our student spotlight, and talk about the USC Fly-in. And it was the YLS.
Yes.
YLS. That's like what it's actually called, right?
Yes, it's funded by the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, which you guys should, apply for. And then also the YLS, which is the Young Leaders Summit. And then we were sponsored at USC. So, like, they would have it at different schools. Like, they even went to Chicago. And I would have went. Like, they had it for, like,
the
2
next
years.
one. You should be the A team next year, so you can go.
Or, like, the squad leaders. Because, like, I low-key, it's really good on my resume. So. Yeah. But,
okay.
Yeah.
So I could ask like both of you guys these questions, but basically like how did you guys find out about it? How did you sign up? Like what was the process?
I mean, okay, look, I was like, what am I gonna do over the summer? I have no clue. I did get a job, but then I was like, oh my gosh, I got this thing in the email where Dr. Weinstein or Mr. Olivier, sent through Naviance, and it was, check your Naviance, please. But it was like, there's like a USC Fly-in summer little program thing. I don't know what exactly it said. And I just clicked it. And then it wasn't even that, it wasn't that hard to apply because it really just set the path for actually applying to college. Like, they were the same process in a way. So, like, you would input your name, you would input, extracurriculars, because they really wanted to know that stuff, how involved you were, your GPA, any test scores, things like that. So they chose a lot of the top students across the nation, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like 200 and something kids there with us, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Definitely applying wasn't that, it wasn't tedious, so.
How was your experience? Like the same?
Actually, I'm gonna be so honest. I saw the email from Dr. Weinstein, and I was like, okay, this might take a while. Do I really want to do this? No. And then the first due date passed, and I didn't apply.
I forgot about that part. I literally didn't end up finish my application to like the second or third time.
The second, they're like
reopening it.
They emailed us again. We're opening it again.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll do it this time. And I started my application, and I was so busy with like end of year activities, it slipped my mind. And then they're like, we're opening it a third time. I was like, okay, whoa.
It's a sign. It's a sign.
To apply. USC wasn't even really on my radar, so it wasn't like a pressing issue for me. But I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, you're gonna get a chance to go out of state for a program that's gonna like. You have nothing to lose. So I finally put my big girl pants on, I buckled my shoes, I finished my application, I sent it in, and I didn't think about it for a while. It just like kind of slipped my mind until one day I got the email, and then they were like, congratulations, and I was like, huh, am I being scammed right now? Like, is this program real? Because it's like, who flies out kids for free?
No, for real.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely guys, especially juniors, check your email, especially like, not especially, all the time, doesn't matter when, just always check your email, because there are always opportunities, and never feel like you can't get in, because I was like, what are the chances of me getting picked? What are the chances? But I got picked, so
yeah, I can definitely say I was really supposed to apply to Cleveland
Clinic.
Yeah, that
we talked about that in our last episode.
I really wanted to go, and then I was like, dang, I missed the deadline. So that was not from that was from me not checking my emails on time. But yeah, don't be like me. But yeah, I mean, they did keep opening, which was like, okay, they really want me there. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, they really want me there.
That doesn't happen all the time, though, guys. So, like, don't rely on this.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it was, like, a free, like, they flew you out. So, what was, like, included while you were there? Like, how was, like, the flying out process? Like, food, all that? Like,
first, a lot of it took a lot of, I know you guys may deal with this, like you have to convince your parents because you're going across the country. I mean, by yourself, if you haven't done that before, like that was, a big thing. And like even they even called like my mom and stuff. They make sure your parents are involved and stuff like that. In terms of like what they had there, right? So we were promised like a room, so we stayed in a dorm.
Apartment style. With our own bathroom and kitchen and everything.
That's probably better than what the college students are actually getting.
Yes, we were in apartment style dorms.
Luxury. And then, we had food every day. So like when we first came, they had these boxes of lunch, with like little sandwiches and stuff. But when it got to the rest of the day, we had this big old dinner for the first day.
It was so extravagant.
It was so pretty because it had like chandeliers everywhere.
Knives and forks.
And then
No, you're gonna eat with your hands.
I wasn't used to it. I was like,
nice.
I don't know how to use this.
Yes, so they really wanted to teach us etiquette. So like they had this like
nice.
paper. On the first day, like, I could have dressed up for something, like, you could have prepared me for that. But, they had, like, a big paper with, like, how to use a knife and how to use a salad and how to pass around the plates and stuff like that. Different things like that. And then we really just, what was it exactly? I think, the speaker for USC was there. He was talking to us, and then they introduced us to the whole program and everything like that. And, Mr. Fidel Vargas, that was him. He was in charge of everything, so he definitely played a big impact. Also, when applying, what you first do is you have like 3 sessions of like just preparing you for the wireless, program. So like we would have squad leaders and squad mentor, and this mentor would like stay with us forever. Like I'm still in contact with my mentor right now, and she's always asking about like college stuff and like, do you need any letter of recs and things like that. And she like, I just love how they want us to stay connected over this time.
It built like a network.
Networking was our main thing over there. Like, we were always networking. We had a ice cream social just to network. Like, we would
every night. It felt like in the moment, it felt long. Not gonna lie, it felt really long because our days would start at 9 a.m. and then end at 10 p.m.
They would not let us go to our room.
It was all day. But looking back, I'm like, I gained so much. The networking skills, like I'm still meeting people. I'm still like maintaining connections. Like those skills have lasted me. And also through the HSF, they sent me an email about matriculate, and I was like, okay, I'll sign up. And I got a mentor, and she goes to Columbia. She's a sophomore, so like the application process is fresh in her mind, and she's been helping me through everything because I need an accountability person, someone to keep me on track every step of the way. So she's like, hey, you're supposed to be working on this. Like, is your essay done? Or did you do your resume yet? And like we meet, wow. She walks me through my resume. Okay, fix this, do that.
That's
like
nice.
Just help through the entire college application process. There's another pair of eyes, and she's like, oh, if you want, like, you can give me access to your Common App, and I'll like come in because we can do that, right? Like get someone to come in and look through everything. I'm like, oh my god, thank you.
You're an angel sent.
Like someone just like to be there for every step of the way. Like snap of my finger. Exactly. I can just text her. Like I love that, the resources they gave us.
And like you got that because of like YLS.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. And then what was like the day-to-day, because like you were saying, like you did like a lot of networking, 9 to 10. Was it like conference meetings or like group activities? Like
it was all of that. We majority of our day we were actually in this auditorium, and like they would have, it was like workshops, like you said, conference, things like that. We were learning about how to, from finance to going into interviews and knowing how to present yourself, having a LinkedIn, having a resume, and like, oh my gosh, I'm like, dang, I should have had a LinkedIn before coming here because everybody was prepared. We were giving out business cards, like they gave us business cards, and I still got them to this day.
Good.
And then we were learning from mental health to like also just application, colleges in general, knowing what to write, even in your college essay. I know we were like, during that time, they really wanted us to be, have that down, make sure that we were on the right track. Going into the program, they wanted us to have letter of recommenders, who you plan on giving it to when the school year starts and things like that. We had assignments going into there.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like...
They really kept you on track.
Yes, they did. For like the 3 days that we had in like May after we found out that we were, going to be in it, that was the virtual, sessions. We would meet up in groups. We would have little activities. It was like a 2-day process for the whole day from like, 8 to like...
Yes.
10 or something, because these are from the West Coast, so like us on the East Side, we have to wake up early, and it was long. And definitely I just really liked how much information I gathered. Like they would send out PowerPoints right after. Majority of our, like the rest of our time there, in the in-person session in August, right? In August, we would go out to the cafeteria, so we would see the big campus. We were always walking.
Yes. We were crossing the street, and we were like walking around, and it wasn't bad though, because I liked walking around.
I definitely got that college experience. And then, like, a lot of freshmen won't have a car, so you have to walk.
Yeah.
And so we were always going to the cafeteria, eating with our squad members, because they really want us to be, like, close. So, like, even if you wanted to go to your other squad members, you gotta wait it out, because they want us to build a connection with these people.
The people that are there. Like,
and they made sure each of us have, like, different interests. So, like, my group, I really liked my group. Like, we laughed and we did a whole bunch of things together. And they wanted us to do activities and stuff like that. So, in terms of the food at USC, they kept it diverse. So, I really liked that. And then after that, we spend most of our time in the auditorium. And then later in the day, we would have, and I know the last day we had a big celebration.
A party.
It was a party. Like, they had the music, we had a dance floor, we had tables and food on the side. That was lit. For like, 3 hours, 2 hours?
And Brandon was on the dance floor.
That's what I heard about that.
Yes.
Brandon and Jeremy.
Videos.
And then they started like a dance session during networking time. I was like... I just know.
There, bro.
I was like, I just know it's the Florida kids doing this. I just knew it.
It was our first day.
It was very fun though.
Yeah, and everybody felt so connected, and like everybody was so.
It was so natural. I think the online portion helped us to like become better like friends before we actually got there, because like otherwise we'd be strangers. But we've been like on Zoom conferences like all day togetgether. Like we are
their best friends.
We were trauma bonded online for those like 48 hours because we were there for so long. No, like we like I feel like we got like a relationship there, and then we went to the actual in-person event, and it was like, oh my god, I finally meet you. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm like, that's you. That was you.
I have streaks or something with my squad members.
Oh, you got so many followers over there. Like everybody was giving out their Instagram.
It was funny because like on Instagram, I'm like, man, I shouldn't say it on here. And then they're like, oh my god, you're so and so. I'm like, you guys saw that? So like, it was definitely interesting meeting people. Like you're like, oh, I saw you on Instagram because you follow me. Like, oh, you're you. Like just seeing them in person, like after talking virtually for so long, it was really nice.
And not even that though, like the aftermath, like now I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are doing great things after. Like this is gonna go on forever because I'm like, I was with you in person.
Yeah, like you could like reach out to them in the future.
Yes, and they were probably like, you know, have a big business or something. Like I feel like that was our main purpose for going to YLS. Like they really wanted us to have long lasting networks and learn so much. I feel like it was definitely really good.
So what would you guys say was like your biggest takeaway, or you could tell me like your biggest like memory from there? Like what made it like the best?
Elena, you want to go first?
What made it the best? There are a lot of things. I'm gonna be honest, I love the scavenger hunt. My team, okay, some people on my team were walking. I'm like, we gotta run, we gotta go. Oh. But it was like fun because we got like a chance to explore the campus even more, and it was like we've been learning so much, which was great. But we finally had like a break to kind of like
outside
run around and like explore. Like we were in the film building where they filmed this movie, and like we were exploring this, and then we're like by the statue over here. Then we're back in the engineering building. We're like, okay, we have to go. Like it was like a new way of exploring the campus. You know, getting to see new things. Like on the tour you see it, but more from an informational perspective. But now it's just you and your friends like running around trying to get clues while like seeing a bit of everything.
Calm down.
I'm still in the running around mindset.
I can definitely say, like, if you guys want to go to USC, I feel like it's really good for, obviously Cali is good for filming, but like they said like Will Ferrell was like he's there sometimes in the classrooms, like a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, USC's film school is one of the top in the nation, and then they like have so many opportunities there.
But there's a whole bunch, like every program I'm pretty sure is really there though, whether or not you want to go into film or not. But like it's a really good school. So
what was your favorite memory?
But my favorite memory definitely would have to be I definitely like the scavenger hunt because even though we didn't win, but they did have us running around. I think just spending time with meeting people. I mean,
just like the bonding stuff.
The bonding. I just was like, wow, I only knew you for like 2 days and we still talk like this, like, you know. And then the college experience itself, like living in the dorm, away from home, I had to make sure I call my mom, like it's 3 hours different, she's sleeping right now, like. But I definitely think that was just new and eye-opening for me. It was what made it, an experience. So.
Yeah.
They definitely spoiled us. I remember texting my friends. I'm like, oh my god, look at this dorm. And they're like, don't get used to all that extravagance because you're going to come back here and forget that you're like a regular college student.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, they give us apartment-style dorms. What do you mean?
Yes.
I'm like, I got to remind myself.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with like a communal shower.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah.
But definitely, it was a good experience, I would say.
Like, even flying, was, like, something new for me. So I'm like, wow. Yeah,
but you guys would definitely recommend.
Yes, apply. Lots of independence with a flying process. Like, I think there's a lesson to be learned there by itself. Because walking in the airport, you're like, okay, I got to be here on time. I got to make sure I have all my documents in check. I have to make sure I get through this, do that. Like personal responsibility, I think. Not to be that person making like everything a metaphor, but I do think like being in the airport by yourself, like your parents aren't there, like you can call them. But it was like you have to kind of like navigate that process with a lot of independence.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone, it's time for us to transition into our fact and fiction segment. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Of course, it's Halloween.
Do you know what fact or fiction is?
I
Okay.
mean, kind of, because I watched, some
Okay. If you don't know what fact or fiction is, Melena's going to read us off a few questions or whatever statements, and we have to say if they're fact or fiction. And
okay.
Yeah, it's just simple little fun game. So.
Of course, to stay on theme, we are with the Halloween edition.
Yes.
So number 1, M&Ms are America's top Halloween candy.
I think that's a fact. I don't know. I feel like it's so easy to buy and give out.
Fiction. It gotta be candy corn. It has to be candy corn.
But
I mean, M&Ms, you always see the commercials around Halloween, though. So.
Yeah, I feel like you don't see like candy corn advertised.
Right.
Like, I don't know, M&Ms. I feel like M&Ms.
It's so historic, so I don't know.
Fiction. Reese's Pieces. If you guys watch TikTok.
What?
Yes,
Really?
Reese's.
With
Yes.
the nut allergies going on?
Reese's
That's
Cups.
number 1?
I wasn't expecting that either, but
Okay.
next question. Since you guys got off to a rocky start, the most jack-o'-lanterns lit at the same time are around 30,000
Jack-o'-lantern? Oh.
at the same time.
Like around the world?
Yeah.
30,000?
Okay.
Fact.
Yes, it is a fact. It's the Guinness World Record in Boston.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you
I wonder who did that.
Yeah, like who like thought of that? Like, let's count how many jack-o'-lanterns are lit right now. Okay.
Okay. Black cats are associated with good luck during the Halloween
Oh no.
season.
No. Fiction.
I don't mess with
Fiction.
black cats.
Yeah, fiction.
Black cats are like, what? They're like, what's it called?
The Puritans
That's
consider bad luck.
superstitious.
Yeah, they're bad superstition.
Yeah, I don't mess with them.
And last question, are you guys
Okay,
ready?
yeah.
Less than 50% of people in America decorate their homes for Halloween.
I think that's a fact.
Less than 50?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people are more likely to decorate for other holidays than Halloween.
Oh, then you're right, because Christmas.
Yeah.
It's easier. Okay, so fiction. Fact, right? Fact.
Fiction.
Oh.
Really? How
About
much is it?
52% of people decorate their houses in their yard in October.
I'm not surprised, because a lot of people like haunted houses and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, I was just like, I was
I
thinking.
see a lot of people decorate their houses.
In my neighborhood, it's like just my cul-de-sac that decorates, and then like a few sprinkle houses. So I was like going mostly based off that.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, that was our segment for Fact and Fiction.
Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we're gonna wrap up this episode now. I hope you guys enjoyed our advice on mental health or related to us with the college application season. Thank you, Soraya, for talking about
Thank
YLS
you
and
for
then
joining
the USC
us.
Fly-in. You're a great guest with us. And just a few reminders. Oh, thank you. And just a few reminders for you guys. FAFSA will open October 1st. That's for free financial aid. So make sure you guys fill that out. November 1st is majority of the early action deadlines. But if not, regular decision is December 1st or like early January. So just make sure you're on that. Make sure you guys are sending in your college essays. Just making sure you're finishing that. Getting your letters of rec, completing your SSAR, and then juniors, make sure you're checking your email because you might miss out on an opportunity like the fly-in, or you might miss out if your score came out for the PSAT and maybe you got like a national merit scholarship or something like that. So make sure you guys are checking your emails, both juniors and seniors. But for now, we are going to say goodbye, but make sure you guys tune in with our next episode because we are going to be talking about bright futures. So learn more about that, and then follow us on our Instagram, CA Talks Podcast. But that's all. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Go follow right now.
Bye, guys.